If you're going through this world, this cold world, this cruel world, without self-love, you are a victim waiting to happen. And obviously, probably not a physical victim. I think, that probably could be considered as well, or that could be factored in as well. But you are a psychological victim waiting to happen. There are many forces in this world, right, who want to see you unhappy, who want you to hate yourself, who want you to wake up, look yourself in the mirror, and be disgusted at the person that you see. And if you're going through this world without self-love, you are a victim waiting to happen. The only protection, the only shield, the only armor that you have in this world, this cruel world, this cold world, is self-love. That truly is the only protection you have in this world. There are many people in this world, many of us, who obviously completely lack self-love, right? We wake up every day and we can't stand to look at the person that we see in the mirror. We wake up every day and we can't stand to even spend another day, a single other day with ourselves, because we lack self-love. And there are people, there are forces in this world who want you to feel that way, who want you to be stuck in that cycle of hating the person that you wake up to every single day. Many forces in this world, and you are always under attack, right? You are always under attack. And if you don't have self-love, if you don't love yourself, you're always susceptible to psychological damage, right? So here's something that I had to recognize at a very young age. And as I got older, it really, I guess, amplified for me, right? When I was younger, I began to recognize that the people around me, the people who I came in contact with, in the world, right? They wanted to see me unhappy. They wanted me to hate myself. They wanted me to have disdain towards myself, right? Because the truth of the matter is, the moment you begin to walk in self-love, that's where you're paralyzed. The moment you begin to feel confident in who you are, that's where all you're paralyzed. And a lot of people want to see you powerless. A lot of people want to see you confused. A lot of people want to see you not walking in your light. And so to keep you stuck, to keep you stagnant in your life, they want to siphon every ounce of self-love from you. And so your ability to love yourself, your ability to choose yourself, your ability to arm yourself with self-love is the only protection that you have in this world. It truthfully is. You have to wake up every single day and choose the person that you see in the mirror. You have to wake up every single day and say that despite whatever this world throws at me, despite whatever anyone says about me, despite, what circumstances I find myself in, I'm going to choose myself. That is what you have to say. You have to wake up every day and say to yourself. Many of us fall into this habit of simply accepting whatever it is that people might say about us, right? Or whatever it is or whatever in any way people might perceive us, right? We simply accept other people's perspective as our truth, and we don't take the time to truly choose a perspective for ourselves. One of the things I had to realize was that when it comes on to life, you can either live from other people's perspective, or you can choose the perspective you want to live from. You can either live from other people's words, or you can choose how you decide to live, right? Everything is always a choice as it pertains to how we choose to show up for ourselves and show up to life, right? Everything is truthfully a choice. And your inner conviction, the choice that you make internally, is truthfully the only thing that is going to determine how you experience your life. And if you're allowing someone else that is outside of you, someone that doesn't wake up to you every single morning, someone who hasn't been there for you since the day you were born, to be the determining factor of how you feel about yourself, you're always going to feel inadequate. You're always going to feel insufficient. You're always going to feel as if you're not good enough, right? You have to choose how you want to experience your own life. And that begins with the ability to choose yourself. That begins with the ability to shut the world outside and tune in to the one within, right? You are always under attack. If you can't say no to people, when you know deep down you have nothing more to give, all you're doing is draining yourself. If people put you down, if people criticize you, if people belittle you, and you can't pick yourself back up and say, it's okay if they don't see me a certain way, it's okay if they don't feel a certain way about me, I'm going to decide how I feel about myself, because how I feel about me is truthfully the only thing that matters. If you can't say that, you're always going to be stuck in a cycle of dumbing yourself down and dimming your light simply because of the perspective of other people. And like I've said before, this world wants to see you unhappy. This world wants to see you hating yourself. This world literally creates a cage around every single one of us. And we confine ourselves to that cage without recognizing that we have the power to always break free by choosing how we want to experience ourselves. It is always a choice. And lately I've been recognizing this, right? For most of my life personally, I spent looking to the world to validate me. For most of my life, I spent looking to other people to give me the love that I've yet to give to myself. For most of my life, I've spent thinking that how people perceive me, how the world perceived me, was the only thing that mattered. And I didn't begin to truly recognize that I could choose a different perspective for myself until recently. Right? Sometimes I sit, funny enough, I just sit in silence and I just think good things about myself, right? Talk about myself or praise myself like I would do a friend. Praise myself like I would do a loved one, right? Praise myself like I would do a lover, a romantic partner, a significant other, right? I give myself that validation because no one else can love me like I can love me. I had to recognize that. I had to give myself the love that I was expecting other people to give to me. I had to give myself the love that I spent withholding from myself because I thought other people's perspective held more power over my life. I had to give myself that. And if you can't give yourself that in this life, you're always going to look for that love in the world. And you're always going to be disappointed. And it's not that the world can't give you love, right? People can give you love. Right? They sure can. But the primary source of love, the first love that you truly need, is the love that you can give you. And if you don't have that love, if you don't have the capacity to give yourself that love every single day, then you're walking around unprotected in this world. Right? You're walking around susceptible to the opinions, to the words, to the actions of other people. You're walking this world unprotected. Self-love is the only protection that you have. It truthfully is. Being able to choose yourself. Being able to stand in who you are. Stand in your uniqueness. Stand in your authenticity. Being able to choose the lane that is right for you and feel good about that lane irrespective of whether or not people disagree. Right? That's the only protection that you have. And if you don't have self-love, you're always susceptible. Most of us in this world have been taught to hate ourselves. We truthfully have, right? Since the day we were born, we've been told, this isn't right about you. You're not supposed to look that way. You're not supposed to be this sort of person. You're weird, right? All these negative things have been placed in our minds since the day we were born, right? And it's quite unfortunate, right? It's quite unfortunate because kids, we literally absorb everything. Kids are like sponges, right? But when you get to a certain age, keeping yourself in that state or confining yourself to the negativity that people place in your mind is truthfully a choice, right? You have the key to break out that cage. You have the key to tell yourself a different narrative, right? You have the key. You have the key, and the key is truthfully self-love, because everything is predicated on your ability to give yourself that love. Don't wait on someone else to give you permission to love yourself. Don't. Wake up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, and you tell yourself how much you love yourself. Validate the parts of you that you love. Validate the parts of you that you don't feel so good about. Give yourself the compassion that you're expecting from someone else. Give yourself the empathy. Give yourself the grace. Give to yourself everything that you're expecting from another person. Right? We can always be our own source. We don't always have to rely on sort of the fickle source of this world, right? We can always become our own source. Become our own source of self-love and validation. We always can. Right? Recognizing that choosing yourself is the only path to choosing the life that you want to live. It truthfully is. Because everything is predicated on how we view ourselves. Everything is predicated on how we show up for ourselves. And if you can't show up for you, no one else can in the right way. Right? That's the harsh truth. No one can love you into loving yourself. People can show you that you're lovable by giving you love, right? But self-love is called self-love for a reason. It's internal. It's work that has to be done within. And that love is the foundation of your life. And you have to wake up every day and choose yourself. Validate yourself. Give yourself that love. Right? Because in this world, you truly need it. If you don't need anything else from this world, right? Or if you don't need anything else in this world, the one thing that you need is self-love. Because that is your only protection. So many different forces, so many different people, so many different circumstances that you're going to be faced with are going to try to pull you down. And the only way to lift yourself back up is giving to yourself the love that you truly need. Right? So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. And really ponder on what I'm saying. Right? Self-love is the only protection that you truly have in this world. And as long as you keep outsourcing that love, you're always going to be susceptible to the attack of other people. So many different forces, so many different people who are unhappy with themselves are always going to try to pull you down in their negativity. Is always going to try to pull you down in their self-hate. And if you can't wake up every day and choose the person that you see in the mirror, right? If you can't wake up every day and deposit love and validation within yourself, you are a victim, a psychological victim waiting to happen. Peace and blessings.